The inventor of the air raid offense can't wait to see what Lincoln Riley's going to come up with for USC. UCLA strikes first in landing a major basketball recruit. And European soccer pundits are shaking their head at LAFC over Gareth Bale. Good morning, I'm James. This is your daily dose of sports and snark for the greatest sports city in the world, Los Angeles. This is faithful Angelenos. I had a good weekend. I'm in a fantastic mood. It's August 29, 2022. We're going to get to the news and notes in just a moment, but first, if you like the content we've been putting out about LA sports, clickety-clack the like button, clickety-clack the subscribe button. There's a notifications bell. Hit that. It'll let you know when we come out with new content. Sharing is caring. Let people know we exist, and by all means, comment. There is a God. He's perfect. I'm not. Now, before we go through the news and notes, we'll take a quick look at the scoreboard. Mookie Betts has homered in each of the first 3 games that the Dodgers have had in Miami. And Julio Urias, by the way, improved to 14-7. Dodgers 8, Miami 1. The Dodgers have a 19.5 game lead in the NL West. Also, the Galaxy are back. If the playoffs started today, they are above the MLS playoff line. They defeated the New England Revolution last night 2-1. For more information, we have a rapid recap on the LA Galaxy playlist. Now, regarding today, rather light schedule. The Dodgers are going to play in Miami one more time. That game starts at 3:30. It's Tony Gonsolin, 16-1, versus Pablo Lopez, 8-8. The innovator of the air raid offense, the inventor, loves Lincoln Riley. Hal Mumme created the air raid as a hybrid of the run and shoot that was popular in the USFL in the 1980s. Also had a cup of coffee running that offense in the NFL. You'd see it every so often in college ball. Mixing that with Lavelle Edwards' pass-happy offense that he ran at BYU in the 1980s. Mumme loves that Riley, when he designed this offense, the idea was not to have everything etched in stone, that it was designed for every coach after him to take these concepts and continue to create, continue to add, continue to manifest more wrinkles and more thoughts to try to create more offense. And he thinks that Riley is at the forefront of this. Now, the air raid, in that sense, to repeat, is never a finished product, okay? Like student body right, that was a finished product. What USC's offense is now will be ever changing, ever evolving. I bring all of this stuff up because if you are a subscriber to the LA Times, particularly their online site, you should take a look. If you're an X's and O's fanatic like I am, they broke down everything or a big chunk of the air raid offense, particularly when Riley was in Oklahoma. Now, by the way, if you do want to go on the USC playlist on this channel, I too broke down a lot of the things, a lot of the wrinkles that Lincoln Riley will bring with the air raid offense. And this matters a lot, the idea of constant change. When Riley was at Oklahoma, the offense would change from quarterback Baker Mayfield to quarterback Kyler Murray to quarterback Jalen Hurts. So what you're going to see starting this Saturday with Caleb Williams is going to include things that football fanatics have not seen before. And that's pretty exciting. And also, I would argue that perhaps that lack of innovation was what limited USC because they already were running the air raid offense. But they were just running it under Graham Harrell, who, last I checked, I don't even know where the hell the guy is. On the defensive side of the ball, linebacker coach Bryden Odom, by the way, will not name his starters yet. He said he honestly doesn't know. And by the way, we don't know either because we've been talking about the formation being most likely a 3-3-5. There are 3 people who are running to be starting linebackers, but it also might be a 4-2-5 or a 3-2-6. We have no idea yet. It's in flux. So of the 3 people that we know should be in competition, it could be senior Raylan Goforth. It could be Alabama transfer Shane Lee, who's on the outside looking in. Or for that matter, there's another linebacker who's transferred in from Arizona State that all the players and the coaches love, Eric Gentry. Who's on the sidelines of those three? See, we don't even know. It's not like we're seeing a lot of film from USC's practice, obviously. Questions for the Trojans to answer. Meanwhile, over at Westwood, the Bruins have landed a major shot. They have landed their first recruit for the basketball team for the class of 2023. Devin Williams, we mentioned him about a week or so ago about how his two finalists were either going to be UCLA or USC, and he winds up choosing Westwood. He's a 6'9" forward from Corona Centennial High School, the number 57 recruit in the country, according to ESPN, 7-foot wingspan. Now, it's obvious from everything that he wanted to stay close to home. But why would he choose, say, the Bruins over the Trojans? Now, as it turns out, it wasn't just simply looking up at the banners and the name of John Wooden on the court and getting starstruck. No, quote, I had a chance to watch practice. Everything is really competitive. He also added that UCLA coach Mike Cronin reminds him a lot of his high school coach. There's a lot to like about Williams, and I'm just going to tell you the one thing that I don't like about him. Not that I'm going to be a quote-unquote hater, but I really am having enough of high school kids trying to become celebrities and influencers when they're not even allowed to have a beer or own a gun. I don't know why I said own a gun, but what the hell, it is South Central LA sometimes, right? Anyway, look, the kid goes on his Instagram live and he has a cap. It's a USC cap, and everybody's like, wow, he chose USC, and the guy tries to put it on and then throws it away, rips open a UCLA t-shirt like he's Superman breaking out from Clark Kent. Dude, you're not even an adult yet. You need to learn to maintain, okay? You've literally given the Trojans fodder to knock you silly for however long you're going to stay at UCLA. You're going to give them strong consideration. Don't disrespect a school like that. It's going to come back to bite you on the ass. You know what the problem with signing a guy to your team who has a history of slacking? The moment things go wrong, everybody is going to pile on to that one guy and blame him for everything that goes wrong. And foreign soccer pundits are already slapping the man bun off of LAFC's striker Gareth Bale. See, Bale had a history of unfortunate events that were his own fault, I might add, over in Europe. Whether it was with Tottenham Hotspur, whether it was with Real Madrid, or whatnot. He was caught sleeping on the bench during a match, for Pete's sakes. So now he's in MLS. He was a major role in the disaster that LAFC had over in Austin. It was his first start since coming over to MLS. He only shot twice. And now everybody's piling on. Now, I'm not going to list the quotes. They were pretty mean. And the reason I'm not listing the quotes is because those are from pundits, not his teammates, not his coaches. I'm going to give Bale a bit of a pass because we don't necessarily know yet. For all we know, it was the Texas heat that drove him nuts. I've lived in Dallas. I know Texas heat. It doesn't make you want to run for 90 minutes, I'll tell you that. And besides that, Austin executed a game plan that seemed to wall off all of LAFC's forwards. It's not like Carlos Vela was lighting it up on Friday night either. So it might be way too early to call Gareth Bale a slacker for LAFC. But we might just want to put that little seed in your brain, just in case this continues. Sean McVay said injured running back Darrell Henderson Jr. will practice and is running at full speed. Cam Akers, not so much. What does this mean? Well, as a result, could rookie Kyron Williams take advantage? The first game's coming up after all of the regular season. He has been getting reps with the first team in practice in both Henderson and Akers' absence. By the way, for both the Rams and the Chargers, roster cuts to get the roster limit down to 53. That's up on Tuesday. So, Let's talk about the Lakers for a half second. What broke the so-called youth movement? You know, if you look back, they signed a significantly younger roster than what they had the year before. They've been claiming that they're willing to wait on their draft pick, Max Christie, to kind of fill out, mature a little bit before giving him some real playing time. So why get rid of Talen Horton-Tucker for a dude who's in his mid-30s, Patrick Beverley? Doesn't that go counter against everything? Yeah, it kind of does. But there's two reasons why I would suggest it's still the right move to make. One, Talen Horton-Tucker may have been as low as 10th man in the entire team's rotation. So when was he going to get playing time? On a team that is, from what we're seeing, lacking on defense. Why not bring in the defensive specialist? Here's another reason. That the LeBron James contract extension has win now written all over it. The Lakers have got to start, building up as if they're thinking about bringing home another ring. There's also another rumor about the Lakers that I'm just going to touch on about being the third team in a trade that would eventually send Donovan Mitchell from Utah to the Knicks. And I'm going to be skeptical of the whole damn thing because it's New York. I've told you guys repeatedly, for those of you who watch these broadcasts, I am a former newspaper reporter, and I want to tell you a little bit something about the news game. Whenever you hear New York involved in a trade rumor, hit the little switch, flush it out of your system like a bad turd. It's not going to happen. It is highly unlikely. Highly unlikely. Here's why. You look at a newsstand in New York City, and what do you have? There's the Daily News, there's the Post, Newsday, the New York Times, the Wall Street Journal. There are 51, keep in mind, not too many people actually buy physical newspapers now, but there are 51 daily newspapers in New York City alone. That is why you see those big, full-blown, full-page screaming headlines at you. They're trying to get noticed, having that one newspaper set apart from the other 50 that are on the rack, right? And they all start screaming crazy, competitive, wild headlines. Oh, hey, Hunter Biden, here's a photo. We have exclusive photos of Hunter Biden with a pound of blow and 5 hookers. And then you look over at the other newspaper, it says, no. We have exclusive footage of Hunter Biden with 5 pounds of blow, 30 hookers, and Jeffrey Epstein on a Zoom call. That is the way the New York media operates. So when you hear rumors about a superstar basketball player especially being on his way to the Knicks, approach it not with a pinch of salt, but with a salt lick. It is really unlikely to happen. Now, having said that, when I wake up, let's find out that Russell Westbrook is in Utah. But seriously, folks, hey, look, I appreciate everybody for watching this channel. If you like what you've seen, if you like the content, don't forget to subscribe and like to Faithful Angelino Sports. We are trying to build something here for LA. I'm James. Thanks for watching. We'll be back tomorrow. Faithful Angelenos is a Corte El Queso production. Take care.